Okay, we are live. Hey, y'all. My name is Taylor Luke. I am the host, creator, producer, and editor of The Greenhouse Game, and we are here to celebrate the launch of season 9. Specifically, we'll be doing the draft of all of the players as our three drafters try to suss out who will win this season. Let's introduce our drafters. First up from last season, season 8, we have Sean in the house. Hi, Sean.
Hello.
So how has life been for you after the show? How often are you stopped in the street? Like, what are you doing as far as like the dealing with the fame of it all?
It's a real struggle since most people are like, "Oh, you did so great," but also you're a dumbass. We're learning, trying to learn. We're here. We're surviving.
Right, exactly. And ultimately it's the most recent embarrassment that matters. So we'll have plenty of people taking your place.
And that's why I'm here to celebrate everyone leaving.
I know. So congrats to your return to normalcy. Next up, we have another alumnus of both the Greenhouse Game and the Greenhouse Draft. Caleb is here. Hi, Caleb.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Taylor. How are you doing?
Oh, thank you, Caleb. I'm doing really good. I'm, just coasting lately. Busy as always, but, things are good.
That's wonderful.
I'm a little tipsy for those watching, and it's going to be okay. I will not be drinking on this, but I just felt the need to address the elephant in the room because I feel like I'm a little giggly. So anyway, what's up with you? What's up with you, Caleb? You are more than halfway, like you're in officially the first half of the series. What's it like to be one of the founding fathers of the Greenhouse?
Well, I didn't found squat because if you look at my season, you have to watch it. But it's definitely interesting seeing how the game has evolved since I've played. I mean, like, for one, like my season didn't even have microphones. So when that first came up, I was like, okay, evolve. Like, that was really nice. Also, new houses, new locations. Like, it's just so fun to see.
I know. The budget changes, divas. Oh, and Matthew Papa is seated. And I'm going to get Matthew off the screen. Okay? For once. And lastly, our last drafter, new to the Greenhouse community and Greenhouse draft experience. It's John. Hi, John. What's up?
Oh, not a lot. Enjoying a fine Saturday here in Columbus. Finally played a game for the first time in a while, a couple weeks ago. Who is the Mole? So that was fun.
Yes. Anything to say about that, or was it filmed in like?
It was lovely, professionally ran. It was filmed. It will be out on Blue Ridge Survivor's YouTube channel, which they also post Blue Ridge Survivor on, believe it or not. Logan edits that, and it was a great time. I had a lot of fun, and yeah, very well ran by Jamie and Spencer.
Great. Shout out to Jamie and Spencer, and shout out to all other LRGs out there. Y'all are my sisters before anything. So anyway, here we are at the Greenhouse 9 draft. I will be your host because I already know what happens. And these three divas are trying to recruit players onto their teams. And whoever picks the winner wins a spot on the Greenhouse 50 in the hands of the fans. Okay, so it is huge stakes tonight. Are all of you prepared to take on this responsibility and high stress situation?
Always.
Hopefully.
We do what we have to do for the community.
I'm more reluctant.
And thank you all for your service. So I'm going to pull up my PowerPoint. I spent a couple hours on this. And we're going to get to it. First off, I need to make some edits. Specifically, Ben Wood cannot be with us tonight. Wait, sorry, I lost the window. Oops.
It's fine. He already got his win. Go on.
Right. A handful. 32 of them, actually, right now.
I'm going to remove Team Ben Sorry, girl. It really is no shade. Okay, cool. So we have our 15 players right here. And for those of you who are new to the Greenhouse drafts, we do an auction style draft. So all 3 of our drafters have 30 seeds that they can use to bid to recruit these players on their teams. So it doesn't necessarily, so these players won't necessarily have 5 players on their teams. It won't necessarily be an even distribution. It's based on how much these players want to draft these divas. So it'll be fun, tends to be a good time. And yeah, we just like to keep with the theme of the show. And I love a good theme. Speaking of, the theme for this season of the Greenhouse is the opposite day. Caleb, what did you think about the theme? And also, before you answer, I am not open to criticism right now.
I mean, I've been to criticize because honestly, I love me a good theme. Because I mean, if Survivor's not doing themes, someone's got to do it. And I think like, even though you said that the theme might get stretched around round 2, so far it's round 1. And what we've seen in round 1 so far is it works and it's so good. Like just like the fact that every challenge had like it literally went like one or the other. I think that was really cool. So I'm excited to see how you do the challenges.
Thanks, girl. Any other comments about opposite day?
Just, I mean, like, you keep. Why am I giving you suggestions? It already happened. Keep leaning into it. Like, I love seeing you do nonsense for nonsense sake.
Thank you. I appreciate
it. Camp is half the battle.
It really is. It really is. And we take camp very seriously here. So you can expect us to lean into it much more. And there's a lot in store for this opposite day. And that there's no opposite there. I'm telling just the straight truth.
Or is it a lie?
Huh?
Or is it a lie? Truth and lie.
It's a lie. So perfect. We will jump right into it because we have 15 divas to cover. I will random.org a number 1. Okay, and it gave me 15. So we will go to the bottom right. Fats is our first player up for grabs. Is anyone interested in recruiting Fats on their draft team?
I mean, I'll be one.
Right.
Fierce.
You gotta play it low first. We don't know. Yeah, we don't want to. There's a lot of players to get through.
Yeah.
I hear 1 on the board.
It's just the whole car thing. It's just, you know.
Yeah. Right there.
Oh gosh.
Going once. Going twice. Congratulations. I actually didn't hear who it was. Sean gets Fats for 1 measly seed. Sean, talk to me about this. What made you want to make this first bid on Fats?
Any player has a chance of winning more than no one, so we wanted a strong first member of the team. But you have to be in an alliance early in the Greenhouse, I think, to make a day 1 or 2 success. I would prefer that not everyone know that alliance, but I would still rather be in the alliance than not. And Fats has 3 people who want to work with them, and Fats wants, like, all of them could win day 1 Greenhouse. So, like,
That's true.
You're setting yourselves up for relative success here. I don't know. I feel like they really might have some seriousness behind the comedy, and we'll see where that goes. But I welcome anyone who wants to join Team Sean.
Fierce. This is the voice, and you press your buzzer. So, John, I know Fats talked a lot about his car alliance and the first car. I know that you're pretty, you're well-read in the LRG community.
Wow. I've been around.
Yeah. Talk about this experience of, like, just the first people you're meeting, like how big of an impact it makes on your experience.
Oh, totally. It's everything. Like the vibes are the first thing you pick up on before you even like get to talk to anyone, like body language, all that. And like certainly if I was packed into a car with you and there was some sort of agreement we were going to work together, what in your right mind would make you think that I would want you to tell everyone about that? But I live for that. I think it's chaos, you know. I mean, if you're the only target for the week because you're a big personality, why not spread that target amongst other people by being like, oh, 4 of us did this, you know? I don't know. Maybe that's the strategy. I don't want to read too much into it. But, like, this is the first critical moments. I think the most critical moments of any game are the first hour to 2 hours. And I think anything after that, you have to work exponentially harder to get the same sort of effect that you could get if you just put in the work in the first hour or 2.
Yep.
Getting into somebody's ear early is always a good idea.
For sure. Caleb, from your time on the Greenhouse 4, I know y'all had big personalities on your season. Specifically, Jessica comes to mind for me. What is your thoughts on coming in with such a like big, boisterous, like comedy first personality?
Yeah, so I think honestly, like from my one experience in a live game, I think that the most important thing that you can do is have a presence, because it, like, while having a presence may make you a first boot or something like that, if there is someone who is worse off than you and you survive that first round, then people start looking towards the quieter people, the people who aren't really doing much, like being in season 4. But I think there's like there's an art to it, because like you can be a presence without, I'm gonna say, being a nuisance. And I think that Fats being the one to constantly say something at every opportunity. Now, while I will say, let's go my car in my daily vocabulary, that is a vocal stem now. I can't control that. While I love that for the comedy reasons, if I'm like the people in the first car, like Alexei, Mitch, and Trinica, I believe. Yeah, if I'm them, I'm telling him to shut the F up, which they did. But also in that last conversation, Trinica told Fats, hey, by the way, I want to be a thing. Shut up about it though. And he said, I'm not going to. If I was Trinica, you're done. You're done. Because if I'm telling you, hey, for my game and yours, this is what you need to do, and you just say, I'm gonna do it for the bit, you're not long for this game, and that really irked me.
But are they doing it for the bit?
Yeah.
I don't know, but that's what it seems like.
Is it real?
Yeah, my thing is like if round 1, mind you, there are really no stakes right now. Like no one has power yet. This is like the last time any of you will be on like equal footing. And if you're already folding, like if you're already just saying everything that's on your mind, how can I trust you when there's actual information out there that I need you to keep quiet, and there's actual stress in the environment, and you're already folding when nothing's happening. So like that, I will say I love you, Fats. Platonically, you're a great character. I just don't think you're winning this season. So that's why I did not draft you, my dude. But all love, no shade.
Cheers. It's a fair comment. And yeah, I think there's a lot to be said for just like being fun to play with, you know? I think at least for the way that whenever I play, like it's really important for me to like queen out as aggressively as possible, so that just like whenever people are like, if people are breaking the tie, they're gonna break it in favor of like kikiing, you know?
Yeah, especially day one.
Yeah. But anyway, any other thoughts about Fats before we move on?
Love. I can't wait to see what else they bring.
Yeah, he's
Gonna be
fun. I love Fats. Okay, great. So Sean, as the person who made the last draft, you get to pick the next player up for grabs.
I would like Iggy to be on the board.
Yes. All right. Next up is Iggy Bank. I love this diva. This is necessary.
Love.
Does anyone want to draft Iggy on their team?
1.
3.
4.
Damn. 5.
vibe
Caleb,
going
I
on.
see you like thinking about it.
Shut up.
I'm always thinking. I'm always thinking. But you know what?
Vibe going twice. Ooh,
I'm gonna let you have it.
okay. And congratulations. That was John, right?
Yeah, for 5.
John, you have drafted Iggy for 5 seeds. So talk to me about Iggy.
Okay. I think Iggy is going to be underestimated by everyone.
Mhm.
I think they just give me the vibe of like being like, I am going to be 100% myself, but like people are going to probably read that as superficial thinking just by like the way that they're presenting, right? Like the shirt, everything. I can see like the gears turning up there. And like I think it's going to be really interesting to see. I wrote sleeper agent for Iggy.
Mhm.
Maybe could slip up, and so I don't know why I wrote that, but I feel like there's just like some vibe is like maybe just like one oversight or something to play a flawless game otherwise. But I think Iggy's going to go really far socially, strategically, all that.
Yeah. Iggy is someone who I met from her competing in a drag competition. So like truly ever since I became friends with her, like I've been trying to cast her on like truly like the last 2 or 3 seasons of the Greenhouse. So I was so happy to finally get her. Sean, what are your thoughts about Iggy?
I mean, I put up Iggy because I think they are like kind of a total package. I put them in my chaos category of. I like have a couple, but like chaos is the general theme here. I was really confused about like drag artists being a threatening job. I think it makes sense in terms of like not showcasing their relationship with Max. But like as people will think I'm really threatening. Yeah, that I didn't catch that vibe. I don't understand how this.
I think if you're in the community, you would be threatened by that, and I don't think if you're like really deep in it, you wouldn't necessarily, but could.
Okay, that makes sense.
Socially, it's just like it's the whole thing, right?
Yeah, I was just kind of getting the vibe from this cast that might actually gain a little bit of social capital, but her personality might be doing it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really fascinated to see who they really team up with. I don't have a like list of like great potential allies for Iggy yet, and so I think that is my concern is that I don't know what group maybe they're necessarily going to fit in with, but I think they're going to make an impact.
I think I just got to steal with her.
For sure. And 2 things about Iggy that I also want to highlight. This is her first LRG, I believe, of any kind. And also she does know Max in the game, as we mentioned earlier. So Caleb, you could talk about either or both. What do you think about Iggy coming in as like blind to this type of game? Though I will say she does watch like Big Brother and that kind of thing. Like she did Big Brother watch parties at a local gay bar, like she would host them. So she's familiar with the games, but has never played one. So anyway, about Iggy being a new player or her past relationship to Max and how you think that might affect her game.
Okay, so I actually like Iggy a lot. Well, I said it like it was a surprise. Everyone should love Iggy. She mothered the whole episode. But yeah, so like I think that despite her not having played a game before, I think she has a really good head on her shoulders. And like I think she I think the Greenhouse is a social first game. Like obviously you need strategy to win. You need competition wins to win sometimes. But the most important thing is a social game. Because if you don't have a social game, you can't do anything. Like you can have the best strategy in your head. If people don't like you, they aren't going to listen to you. So I think Iggy is a very personal person. And I think also how you were saying, Sean, about how like how her hiding the fact that she did drag. Like I think that is actually a really good thing that she's even thinking about that, because like it's showing that she's thinking steps ahead. Because like if people were to have that something about drag artists, she won't let that hurt her game because she's not going to mention in the first place. And I think also her trying to keep her relationship with Macklin down low is also really good, because some people will definitely be like, oh, you two know each other, you're cooked, which we also saw with I I think it was.
I believe it was Jabbar and Santi who recognized it in the episode.
Mm.
Yeah, there was Max and Nikki, which we will talk about them later. How that immediately got clocked and spread around by a person who we will talk about later in the draft.
Yeah.
Like having that information to yourself is very valuable. Like, for example, in my season, I knew Dylan because we had played. Well, no, I'd played an online game and Dylan was production on that, so I knew Dylan going into our season, and I kept that to myself. And I think it really helped, at least in some areas where it mattered. It helped having a relationship with Dylan. And I think like just having a relationship that you already know, hey, I don't need to work with this person, I can work with other people. That's very valuable. And I think that Iggy is someone who will absolutely take advantage of that. One thing I will say though about Iggy not wanting people to know about her relationship with Max is that she said this and then immediately tried to pair up with Max in the Together competition. Which is like, if you're not trying to let people know you work together and you immediately go to Max, it's like, now I don't think anyone noticed it, but it was still like, hold on, pause. But yeah, like that was my only like negative with Iggy. Other than that, loved her.
Yeah, fierce. Any other comments about Iggy or her time in this episode?
She ate.
Fierce. I'm obsessed with Iggy. Okay, John, you made the last draft, so you get to pick the next player up for grabs.
Just because I'm going to preface it with I have a lot to say about this one, and I'm excited to. Max.
Yes! Honestly, it fits with the flow of the conversation. So next up for grabs is Sir Maxim. Okay.
I wrote a paragraph.
I will open up the
I'll start with 3. If nobody else.
Okay, 3. I like for the bit. I want to like outbid you. I'll get you into why that's a bit later, but.
So is that a bid or no?
I don't. Wait, should I do it for the plot?
Do it.
Or
period.
Okay.
I'm gonna leave you there, but do it.
I don't know if you think I'm gonna bid again.
I'll take Max if I get him for the bit.
I'll bid 5.
Oh, 5. 5 going once.
I don't know. I got a lot of points there. We gotta draft what, 5 each?
Not necessarily.
Not
Someone
necessarily.
could end up with a team of like 10.
Oh, word. Okay. No, you can have it.
Going twice. Congratulations, Sean. You have drafted Max for 5 seeds. Talk to me.
Okay. So
John, start us off. I'll follow up with reasons that I outbid you again. I want to hear your thoughts.
you want to hear it? Okay. Max, adorable. Needs to pick a name. I think 7 or 8 names got floated out at the beginning. That was precious. Also, I loved the quote, sunglasses, just like these, where you can't see my eyes. And then points to his sunglasses, which he is wearing sunglasses, but you can see his eyes.
Absolutely see his eyes.
Here to make great TV, I think. Seems delusional. I live for this feels intentional about the veteran flag display on the table. So It is intentional, and it's a thing culturally. So happy you put that in the episode. And also doesn't believe in science. I don't know. That's interesting. I am here for Max. I am Team Max. But I'm sad you outbid me. I wasn't willing to spend 6, but I was willing to share my thoughts. So thank you.
Cheers. And I will speak up for Max. He absolutely believes in science.
Can we get a confirmation about the
Can
vaccine?
we get a confirmation that he was being sarcastic?
Okay. It was unclear.
It's hard to tell.
No, I actually don't know his vaccination status, so I will not guess. But I know him to be to believe in science. That was a joke. I don't know.
It was a bit. Okay.
It was a bit. Sean, back to you. What makes you confident in Max?
Yeah, I don't know. Another one of my categories was trouble, and this was the stay away from category, and I've now added 2 of the 3 people in that category to my team.
Screaming. Team Sean is crazy. So funny.
And Max is the only person I wrote literally any note about, and that was be careful not to call him sir in reference to what that might mean for
you.
any of our identities. Taylor remembers and John does not. But it's a mess. But I think that Max has social capital in this group to last until the final day. Like, I don't really have any doubt in that at this point. It does feel like they are making strategic choices in some way, shape, or form. Again, they're in the final 7 who have a chance to be round 1 greenhouse. That is a plus for me. We welcome you with open arms, but would not have an hour ago.
Things can change.
Caleb, are you more on the side of trouble avoid or more on the side of 5 seeds when it comes to Max?
Okay. I want to preface this by saying Max had the best intro I've ever seen. Like, it was so fun. I loved it. And I love his energy. And I think he carries that into the game. Which, like, so, like, with Iggy, this being a social first game, I think he is pretty good on that.
Yeah.
The issue is he is already being paired with Mickey. And we've seen a lot that anytime there's like a duo, like a perceived duo, one of them is going to get clipped early. It's just a matter of who's it going to be. And
usually the louder one.
Yeah. And like, not to spoil how I feel about Mickey, but I think Mickey is better off than Max. Just because, like, actually, I'll explain that later.
Yeah,
but
can I fight that argument?
Sure, go ahead.
Because I agree a little bit that, like, the louder person in the duo is likely to get sniped, but I also feel like when one person in the duo is actually in another duo, the other person goes. So, like, if it's between Max and Mickey, Max has someone protecting them, and, like, Mickey doesn't have another duo person willing to do that work separately. So, yeah, back off my team.
Yeah. And I will say that literally the main time I think that they ever would have met was in that Dilemma Corruption finale. Like, for anyone who watched, like, they were like part of a panel that was answering questions and like not even necessarily talking to each other. Like, I don't believe Max and Mickey like even followed each other on Instagram. Like, like going into the game, like they don't really know each other that well. Like at this point, so the fact that that connection was made was very funny to me. But yeah, any other thoughts on Max? He's one of the funniest people I fucking know.
Yeah.
Obsessed with him.
What was he saying coming in? There's gay people here? Him and Santi?
Oh, there's gay people here. Because
There's gay people here.
I know, and I'm a bit frustrated because I didn't get a shot of like the gay flag that was outside the house. Because that's what he was commenting on. Like, oh,
Yeah.
Our lives are about to change forever.
Yeah, so good.
He's truly just like a one-liner machine.
Yeah.
That is my fucking sister. I love Max, and I'm so glad I finally got him to play. He's another one I've been trying to cast for a while.
Those are the best, most satisfying ones.
I know, because I love being people's first LRG.
Yeah.
But anyway. Okay, cool. So, Sean, you just drafted Max. You get to pick the next person up for grabs.
I'm going to take our first boot sister, Ben.
Yes! Okay.
Maybe second boot. I don't know how the timeline really worked.
The professor from the UK. We have Benjamin. Do I hear anybody wanting to recruit Benjamin?
4.
Wait, did you say 4?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Caleb, are you planning on bidding at all? Like tonight?
I will.
4 going once. 4 going twice.
Oh no, I'll bid 5.
6.
Okay. 6 on Ben. 6 going once. 6 going twice. I'm going to call it. Congratulations, John. You have recruited Ben on your team for 6 seeds. That's the biggest buy tonight. What makes you so confident?
I think he's a professor. Obviously, there's some like cognition going on up there. But I think also to his detriment, and I will get this out quick, I think maybe his biggest challenge that I foresee would be just kind of being a little bit neurotic about what's going on, what might be going on, all the possibilities of what's happening, and getting a little caught up in that rather than the present. But certainly seems capable and like just very, very in tune with a lot of stuff going on. And I love the line. His fun fact was chicken and waffle. I ate chicken and waffles next to Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Fierce, yeah.
I do think that is something to brag about. And I also lived for this, and I want to get it on a shirt and wear it to a game. I'm recognizing by playing these games how powerful it is when people like you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's so revolutionary for a social game player to finally catch on to that. And I just really respect that. No, but I think he's going to go really far. He has a chance to something to prove, that too can play into how kind of someone's navigating a game. They sort of have an orientation to it, but haven't really dived in yet. So I'm excited to see kind of what he has.
Yeah, for sure. And like he's coming in open, which with the fact that he was first boot last time, which I think is it's a really good thing to like kind of use as like at least like pity keep me around, so Caleb, as someone who has also played with a previous first boot, give your reaction to the situation.
Okay, so first of all, I want to give an apology on behalf of the entire Greenhouse 4 cast for making Jessica first boot, because I personally did not want her to be first boot, but some people want her to wear that crown a second time. I'm not one of those people. Anyway, with that being said, I really do like Ben. I think that him having the first boot experience does like allow him to have a mindset of like, well, it can't be any worse from here, because I think like how many people played in season 8?
17.
Okay, so he already beat his old placement. So congratulations, Ben. but like I think him having that experience of like, well, it can only go up from here. I think he said it that he's playing looser. He's playing more social, more social game in the sense of like, he said that he knows that it's better to have people like you, which is also really important. While he is definitely a smart player and is also perceived to be a smart player, as Santi clocking that he's a negotiation professor, there are other people who we have not talked about yet who are in the exact same boat with the exact same perception, but they are worse at hiding it. And so I think that Ben has like a much better potential to win the season than those other people. But my worry is that because he is a returnee in a cast of mostly newbies, I wonder if they would even let him get to the final 3 or 2 to let him win in the first place. But if he wasn't a returnee, and let's say this was Greenhouse 8, he would have been high on my draft, which is crazy because he was first boot. But like but when he's presenting here, if I take out the fact that he is a returnee, he would be like top 3 for me.
Yeah.
But that's the only thing that I'm docking for now. But like that's out of his control because you can't change your past. But I love him.
that makes sense. Sean, you actually played with Ben. So, what was it like playing with him? And are you seeing any changes in the way that he's like carrying himself here in season 9?
I definitely think Ben learned from his first time playing. I think what was really sad for Ben is that in his first time, like, he had a flower.
Mhm.
And had he managed the relationships in that group like a little bit better, I don't think there was any chance of him going home. But also once the snowball started going, the avalanche came. Like, he didn't have the skills at that point to like notice that it was snowballing so quickly.
Mhm.
And it came with a little bit of overpromising for kind of what we saw. I'm not worried about that necessarily coming back to bite him here. I think he's going to find an alliance. I think he's going to get pretty far. But the only returner to win this game is Meredith, and that was because somebody had to win as a returner. And I don't see it working out this season for that to occur. That said, I would trade my like actual life for Ben's life. Right? Like if I could be a like
He's
international curler, be on the Genius, like professional puzzler, professor, like goals, but also not for 6 seeds.
Yes. Yeah, you would sacrifice your life for Ben, but not in Greenhouse 8. Apparently.
He asked me to do that. If it was voluntary, maybe it'd be different.
Okay. Okay, cool. Any other comments on Ben before we keep moving? Great. So, John, you made the last recruitment, so you get to choose the next player up for grabs. Let's hear it.
Yeah, you're hovering right over the gremlin. Let's pick Santi.
Okay.
If we have to.
All right. Okay, next up, my sister, Santi. Do I hear anyone bidding for this diva?
1,
2,
3,
4.
I'm gonna let you keep counting, Caleb.
We're going up the line. We're going up the line.
We're going what?
5.
6.
6 going once?
7.
6.
Crazy. 7. Oh, what are we on right now?
He engages in so much tomfoolery, but he said he's trying to be chill. We all know that's a lie. 8.
8 going once. 8 going twice. I'm going to call it. Congratulations, John. You get Santi for a whopping 8 seeds. Talk to me.
Okay, so that's certainly risky if you know Santi. Anyone out there watching? Just kidding. No, he's a great game player. I've seen him play in person. Seen him play online. Played with him online. He is an agent of chaos, right? He's very open about that. Lounging on the bed, he says that he is going to play chill. I don't know if that's just a hangover from his reindeer games that he hosts that he's just still cold from. I'm certainly he's not talking about his personality. I don't know. We'll see. But I love that, he's already beefing with Ben and targeting him, and they've said nothing to each other. They've said nothing to each other. Santi walked into the house and was told by somebody that they're going to be playing an honest game, which is interesting to tell. Self-aware king of chaotic tendencies is what I wrote. I just he's certainly going to make a flashy move, if not maybe the best move for his game, and that's fun to watch. I want that on my team. But the other side of that is that he actually has a genuine chance of winning any game he's in. So I don't think that was a bad move to drop a lot on Santi. But I think I'm kind of eating right now.
Yeah, for sure. Chaotic, but capable, for sure.
Ooh, it's a memory.
Sean, Santi's first confessional was that he wanted to be more chill. And then his first scene was that he was too bored and wanted to like lay a trap. So, what do you think is the truth about Santi?
I think both are true. I think that was more chill than normal. Right, like there was no altercation with others. It was all internal. We were trying to get an ally. Spelling is important. He was practicing for the like typing challenge, really. Just like wanted to get some words out there on the board.
Mhm.
I think Santi deserved to be the highest like bid so far in the draft. Again, absolutely super high risk, super high reward. One thing I do see with Santi is that I can see allies lining up. I can start to see what direction Santi might move in the game. I was probably unfair to Iggy. I think Iggy's actually one of the people in that group, but I think Trinica is high potential to be at least working with Santi for a while. Is well integrated in the Austin community. So I see a lot of things going well, but Final Four I'm not sure is meant for Santi. A couple rounds before that probably are not either, but
Drag him. Ruin him. Destroy his LRG career.
Yeah. So, yeah, love them. I couldn't go 9. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And Caleb, what are your thoughts on Santi?
Yeah, so I have been able to see Santi play games before, like with Olympia, shout out. He both there and honestly in here already. It's a very social player. Like he in just this episode, we have seen him have conversations. Make a hoop with let's see, I read it down. Stephanie, somewhat Erica, Jabbar, Trinica, Mickey. Like he has been like having like these good conversations with a bunch of people, and he is known to be a little cracked.
Yeah, that was crazy.
A little. So, what? A little?
That was just the quote I heard from Erica. Like that was check the footage. But yeah, but like I feel like as long as he can like rein that in, which I am a little scared of, which is why I didn't put 9 on him. I think that he can make a very deep run because I think that's just easy for him. Like I think he just consistently is a good LRG player.
Mm-hmm.
All he has to do is rein it in, but like he knows that's his issue. Like the first step to solving problems is knowing you have them. And he flat out said, "This is why I struggle a little bit. All we do is fix this, and I'm good." And I think that's completely true. So hopefully he fixes it because I love seeing him on my screen, and I need him to make finale.
I'm not.
I don't need him to win though, because then I lose the draft. But I need him to make finale because I need him on the screen every single week.
I'm not putting money on him fixing it, but I am putting money on the chance that the idea that he has the chance to fix it. I think he can. Will he? I don't know.
The concept of reining it in.
And there might be other players who are willing to like match that energy in a way that makes it stand out a little bit less. Like I think Santi is known for being chaotic because they're oftentimes the most chaotic in the room in a way that I think is like strategically brilliant. Yeah. They might get to be that strategically brilliant and somehow not the most chaotic.
Yeah. I think we definitely have a few chaos agents in this group.
Yeah, there are several people who are like very chaotic, very loose lip sync shifts. And I think like Santi will and is matching that energy, but he's also capable of realizing, okay, this is a little too much. I'm gonna dial it down a little bit. Yeah. So as long as those people stay, he has like a baseline of like, okay, this is crazy. I'm gonna be 0.1% below that. And then he will be the biggest crazy in the room, crazy enough to not stand out in a sense. So like
That's so funny.
I like those reads. That's hilarious. Any other comments on Santi before we keep moving?
No.
Never change.
Fucking fear. Well. Okay, John, you made the
Yeah.
last selection, so now you get to pick who's up for grabs next.
We'll go right to Santi's BFF, as I understand in games, Trinica.
Fierce. And with that, Trinica is up for grabs. Does anyone want to recruit Trinica on their team?
I'm
One.
trying to run the money out of your pockets.
Caleb, what was that?
One.
Two.
Two.
Who's first?
Oh, up 3.
4.
5.
6.
7. I'm leaving. Sorry, y'all.
Oh shit! Sorry, Caleb. I have your name spelled wrong on here. I'm just seeing that.
7.
I already said 7.
Oh,
Okay. So then
8.
I hear
9.
8. I hear 9. Going once.
No, I'll go 10.
Oh, come on, Taylor.
11.
There it is. Work. Okay, goal achieved.
11. Going once. Going twice. I'm gonna call it. Congratulations! I think that was Caleb, right?
Yes.
Caleb, you make your first draft of the draft. Were you just desperate to get on the board, or are you this confident in Trinica?
Oh no, like she up there.
Yeah.
I'm a little mad that it took 11 because I was hoping for a steal, but it's fine. It's fine. We all see her worth as we should.
Yeah, everybody was bidding. Why are you so confident in Trinica?
Okay, so first of all, her track record, the fact she's played like 8 games and she's already won 2.
Yeah,
like
25% win rate.
you know how hard it is to win an LRG?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And she's won 2 of them.
Yeah.
Then also the fact that like she is planning on finding the chaos people in the game and using them as a shield, which with this cast, we literally just said it like 3 minutes ago. This cast is chaos central. And if she can like concentrate that energy and like be right under it, but like stay with those people, she will be good. Like she will be good. She's also in the car group, and I think that she is. Let's go my car. But like she recognizes how how important it is to have that bond already without being crazy to say it out loud. She was also willing to be the one to talk to Fats about it, trying to like rein him in. which it wasn't very successful. But the fact that she was willing to go ahead and do that is like she's already thinking ahead. She's already thinking like, how do I use the relationships I already have and want to have to set myself up in the future?
Yeah.
Also, she's being talked very positively about by Jabbar. And yeah, like I think that she's just in one of the best positions. Also, if she can win the greenhouse this round. So I think that she has relationships, she has the potential to have power. And either way, she has relationships with the people who could win power if she doesn't. So I think at least this first round, she's going to be good. And like I said, I've already seen her play other games, especially Dilemma, and she ate in there too. So like I very much have a lot of like she's one of the people that I have the most faith in. So let's see her win.
There's just certain players that like you shouldn't let get a footing in the game. And like she seems like one of them, right? Like she's pleasant to have around, but that's cute for round 1 or 2. When it starts getting to round 4 or 5, etc., it the footing's already there. It's hard to chop those roots out, right? Like so. But I have another great quote, another fun one from Trinica. I don't have anything to lose. You're playing a game where 14 people lose and 1 person wins. And you know what? And maybe that's why she wins, because I don't have anything to lose because I am winning. Maybe that's what she meant. But I love when people say that in a game. It's so cute to me. I don't have anything to lose except the game. I love Trinity. I can't wait to see.
Yeah, I mean, John said it earlier, a 25% win rate. Like, because she said she's won 2 and has played 8. So, Sean, do you think that she's coming in with this more like loosey goosey attitude to try to like, let's do a silly one?
Literally any different than like how she played Dilemma.
You're
Like
right.
the attitude feels the same as when it was really successful.
Mhm.
The reason I couldn't, what were we go to 11? Couldn't go that high was that like the other people on this cast know,
Mhm.
right? Like this is not a surprise to Stephanie that Trinica is amazing. This is not a surprise to Santi. This is not a surprise to Jabbar. Like there's enough people who that like I'm slightly worried somebody to say like now has to be the time. We can't risk it. But if this was Trinica without the history, would be my winner pick. I just think that the history of the game probably lends itself to someone recognizing the threat level.
Mm-hmm. Which, not for nothing, like Max and Mickey were on the panel in the finale of Dilemma. So they know that Trinica was at least in the top 2 because they watched her win the final challenge. So anyway, so her reputation very much is in the house. But yeah, fierce is fierce. Shout out to Avocado Earrings. Do we have any other comments on Trinica? Fierce. Okay, Caleb, you're on the board. And now you get to name the next player up for grabs.
I'm going to go with Jordan/Price.
Fierce. Let's go to Jordan Michael Price. Okay. Does anyone want to draft Jordan? Let's hear it.
2.
Ooh. Okay, yeah, I guess it worked. Sort of.
2.
Let's see who's left.
Yeah, I'll show you who's left.
Jordan. Yeah.
2 on the board, going once.
3.
3 on the board.
4.
4 on the board.
I can't risk it. Keep my money.
Going once. Twice. I'm going to call it. Price is recruited for 4 seeds. And who was it? Sorry. Sean. Sean gets Price for 4. Shout out. All right. I almost called you Price. Sean, talk to me about Price.
So Price is the first person in my like keys of the game category. I don't know why I named it that, but welcome to the team. Thank you for making my page beautiful, by the way, Taylor. I appreciate it compared to the others. I think that there's a couple players who are in kind of the under the radar perception in this cast, and I think that of those players, Price has, from what I saw in the episode, one of the greatest potentials to really find footing in the game and like be able to delve deep into the strategy, even if rounds 1 and 2 aren't that way. And so I have this faith that they're going to be able to maybe do what Grant wants to do, and really like find a group where they're a contributing factor for a while, and that is really open and honest with them, and then Price really finds their own footing.
I'm really excited for Price.
Yeah.
Fierce. John, speak to that.
Yeah. Price, I wrote, what is she talking about? So I might have been, smoking a bong at the time, but I just like her intro. I was like, "What is she talking about?" I don't know if that was me. It could have been me. I didn't rewind. I do that in life a lot. I'm like, I don't know what was said, and it's not important. Somebody will
I
say
know,
it.
I know what was said.
Taylor, are you willing to give a spoiler?
Huh? Me?
Yeah, it's a question for you.
Okay. It depends on what the question is.
Will she be put in a really small space?
She will not be.
Okay.
I'm willing to spoil that. We have no small space challenges this season. Yeah, no, that's what she said. She said, "Yeah, I'm flying blind. I don't really know what I signed up for." And then the interviewer says, "So what are you afraid of going into this game?" And Price's answer is, "I'm afraid I'll be put into a really small space," which is fierce.
That's
I don't know if she thought it would be more of like a Fear Factor type of gig.
right.
I did send her the like links to the episodes. But you know what? That is fierce.
The
Fierce
greenhouse is
fierce.
quite spacious.
The greenhouse is quite spacious. And Caleb, what do you think about the sentiment of coming into a game blind? Like, is there any merit to that?
So I have this especially written down for another player who we haven't talked about yet.
Mm-hmm.
I hate when people go into a game blind. Like at least like this is me because I like preparing for everything, as you can see by my notes. I'm not going to share on screen, but like I feel like if you're going to play a game, like unless you got like recruited like an hour before, which it does happen.
Yeah.
If you know you're playing a game, watch the episodes. At least know what the format of the game is. Like at least see like okay, what strategy might work and what strategy might not. But if you go into completely blind, you're automatically in a high risk, high reward category because you might just not know what the good thing to do is, and you might do the absolute wrong thing. Now with Price though, I think that so actually, to be honest with you, I really like she's the only person who I didn't have any notes on because like I was watching the episode and I just couldn't find her being mentioned anywhere, which like to be fair, that happens where like maybe like her like she gets more developed as like a person on the show, like in episode 2 or 3, because like that happens. Like there's 15 people playing, but just out of what we've got, like I have that she would pair with Santi in the Together game, and that Mitch chose her for the Greenhouse Challenge. Other than that, and besides her not like being confined spaces, that's all I have. Now, I will say on that note about being on confined space, not being confined spaces, I think if you read into the edit of the show, I know you have a huge, amazing brain, Taylor. I think you put that in the show to show that she will not let herself be confined. Like she will always find a way to get out of any situation. Like she will not be trapped. And I think for that, she is my winner pick. Just kidding, but. but I do think that she will be able to like very I think she will be able to very easily maneuver her way through the game, especially with the chaos gremlins of this cast. Like she isn't the quietest person on the cast for real, but I think that she isn't like the loudest. I think she's in like a very good middle spot right now, but I just need to see how that actually plays out in like the next couple episodes. So for that, I couldn't draft her, but I do have faith.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, in this cast of characters, I think there really is something to be said about being like the straight man, you know? I think that she
a trustworthy demeanor, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. I mean, she's also very athletic. I don't know if you could tell from the episode, but she's like the most jacked person in the house, and it's like not even particularly close. And just she's very like whenever you talk to her, she's very like approachable and down to earth, and I think it shows. But any other comments on Jordan?
Wait, so she was a soccer player, just not at the time she said she was?
She was not a soccer player. She's never.
Oh, she gives soccer player. It's a great lie.
I know.
It's a great lie.
Great lie.
Great lie.
Mm-hmm. She does have a very soccer energy.
Love it.
But anyway, any other comments on Jordan? Fucking fierce. Okay, so Sean, you made the last pick, so now you get to select the next person up for grabs.
I think it's time for a battle. So, Jabbar.
Okay. Here we go.
I'll start. 1,
2,
3,
4,
5,
6.
7.
Um, 8.
9.
Oh no.
9 on Jabbar. Going once. Going twice. I'm going to call it. Congratulations, Caleb. You get your second pick of the night with Jabbar at 9. So talk to me about this pick. This is you have the 2 highest payouts so far.
That's why I waited.
So
Really happy.
So-
But,
is Jabbar worth the wait?
I honestly think so. Okay, so even though the back half of the episode wasn't that great because he basically was like, yeah, I'm not good at challenges, and he immediately got bit for it. I think that out of the people who were exiled, I think he's in the best position because, like I said, he already has like relationships being formed. He's already like reaching out to people. Let's see, hold on, I wrote it down. So he's liked by Alexei. He wants to work with Paige and Mickey, even though Mickey walked in that conversation. He wants to work with Santi and Trinica, which that was initiated by Santi. He worked with Ben for the other competition. He feels good about Stephanie, Santi, Trinica, and Erica. So, like, he already has a lot of relationships, and I think that low-key him sucking at challenges might not even be like a bad thing for him, because if people are worried about like big personalities and people who are like big game players or big competition players, he's very clearly not one of them, so he won't be targeted for those reasons.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, like, despite him being exiled night 1, which is really bad for building his relationships, he already built a lot of them before he got exiled. So I think he was probably the best. I think he was the person out of the entire cast who was set up to still be fine after the exile. Like, I think that let's see, I'm looking for the words. I think that he was the person who would be affected. I think he would be the person who would be negatively affected the least out of all the people in the cast. And I think that speaks to how good his social game already is. And I think that him already being exiled will lower his threat level. So I think that going into these next rounds, I think he'll be fine. So I love Jabbar. Now I will also say that he was production on a camera game that I played a year ago, and so was Sean. So our going into it, I was like, oh my gosh, like I need Jabbar to win. So like there is that bias. But I'm glad that my bias here was also supported by evidence, because Jabbar ate this episode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he did. So. John, what are your thoughts on Jabbar, and what do you think about the exile punishment? Are you nervous for our girl?
You should always be nervous about that in an early part of the game, right? Like like I said earlier, that time of the game is so critical. That first couple hours, and of course it diminishes over time in importance, but like you can get a lot of work done. But like Caleb said, like a lot of that groundwork was laid before he got put into exile. Somebody's speaking up in rooms that he's not in while he's gone, because they know he's gone, I'm sure. Teacher, now a student, which is fierce. And I just want to ask him if he engages in any behaviors that teachers find annoying, that he found annoying, but does anyway as a student. I want to know, because maybe that's just my trauma of being a problem child growing up, wanting to know. And I live that he's like, I have to bury hatchets with 6 of the cast. That was crazy. I love that. Erica and Steph, I backstab them in a game. I live for that. I live coming in with people that are like weary of you in some way. Happens to me a lot. And I live for that. I'm excited.
Yeah, actually, this is a behind the scenes story, but I had picked up Jabbar from the airport the day that like filming was gonna start. And so we were just talking, and I forget how it came up, but he brought up that he had backstabbed Stephanie sometime before. Like literally, he said like, "Yeah, I've backstabbed Stephanie, so like I'm glad she won't be on this season because she was on season 7." Like was more or less exactly what he said. And Stephanie had like just joined the cast 5 minutes before.
Oh no!
Oh, that's wicked.
Yeah, Stephanie joined the game that day.
That's
Because
crazy.
we got a last minute draft. But so anyway, he was very much gagged when Stephanie walked down the driveway.
Oh my God.
In fact, because he talks about it in his confessional, like, "Oh, I just saw Stephanie walk by." Like that was him live reacting to realizing that she was on the show. But anyway, we'll throw it to Sean. Do you have any concerns about Jabbar? Like, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I love Jabbar. I thought Jabbar had the worst episode of the entire cast.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh,
So clearly we're not on the same page. But
Say that again. Say that again.
so here are like the 3 or 4 moments that I thought were really bad for Jabbar. The first is that he was in a conversation with Paige where they were trying to connect about like, "Oh, we actually really like you," and then they got walked in on. And so I think both Paige and Jabbar probably had this feeling of like, "Oh, like, did Mickey really think that our conversation was genuine? Is that going to come across as fake?" And neither of them are there to be able to have that conversation later in this night because they're both gone together. Jabbar flops all the challenges. Sorry, again, love you, Jabbar, but like it happened.
Yeah.
When they're in the bottom, has to choose between dragging the player that they feel comfortable with and had a good conversation with, or Erica, who they said they had a hatchet to bury. So if they pull Erica, it's trouble because it feels like that relationship is still bad, but again, they won't have time to talk about it and feel better. And you pull the person that you're with. So I feel like that's like not a great scenario for Jabbar too. All of the other players who have mentioned feeling good with Jabbar also mentioned feeling good with other players. And so Jabbar is not a crucial point in their game. Was kind of my analysis from round. I mean, like nobody really has a game because there hasn't been a challenge yet, but like nobody felt like they needed Jabbar. Jabbar was an option of someone they felt really good with, but didn't have that. And I think the thing that stood out to me most was Jabbar saying like, "I'm feeling a little iffy. I'm really just going to keep talking to these people until I can convince them they like me." And I'm seeing that as Jabbar reading the room, that his connections weren't as strong as he wanted them to be,
Yeah.
which I think might make him play differently when he comes back in the morning. And I think, yeah,
Whether or not he's right. Yeah.
yeah, whether or not it could impact the perception of how he plays the game.
Right.
If Jabbar is sitting in the main house, I think all of this feels a little bit differently, but I thought like a series of things really lined up badly for Jabbar in a way that I don't have a lot of faith in.
Drag him.
And I always, like, if Jabbar is making a decision with you, your decision will be better because Jabbar is on your side.
Sure.
They don't know that.
Fierce. Yeah, I think those are fair points. Any reaction to that? Fierce, no worries.
Everyone has their own.
Oh.
Yeah, I think everyone is fine having their wrong opinions. There's still probably 20 episodes in the season. I don't know. There's not like 19 episodes left in the season. I think Jabbar will be just fine. Now, like I do think that him getting clocked for getting walked in on by Mickey, I think that is very deserved. Dial it down a little bit, but I think everything else is pretty good. Honestly, with him having to pick between Paige and Erica, I think he made the right choice, honestly, because Erica and Jabbar already have a pregame relationship in a sense. I feel like if Jabbar were to have dragged Erica down right then and there, Erica would be like, this mother sucker dragged me again. Like, how dare he? So I think she would have been more upset to be basically removed from the house. So, like, because I think that's the reason why it was probably a better decision for Jabbar to take Paige. Now, I do think also, like, to be fair, there wasn't really anything that he could control, but like with Grant also being exiled too, I think that Jabbar is in a better position than Grant is, in my opinion. I think also in a better position than Paige is. So I think that he would be like the person going home the least amount of times compared to Grant and Paige round one. If round one I was played like 100 times. So I don't think this was really that bad for him to be exiled. Even though, like, yeah, like him second challenge is like honestly really bad. Like you need to be winning challenges to at least save yourself if you need it. But I mean, like, I think it was just an odd round one. Like, I mean, like shoot, like Greenhouse 4, Gavin was basically exiled round one. Like he wasn't even grafted on the team, and he still won this season. So it's like I think this round, I think this like night one was a little bad, but he still had some good plays and good relationships that I think it kind of like cushioned the blow. So all that being said, I think you're wrong, but
Right.
It's different perspectives.
Yeah.
Right versus wrong, opposite day.
Okay.
Fair. So I do know that John has to leave fairly soon. So what we're gonna do is kind of rapid fire, like finish up the drafting of it, and then we could just like talk through the order that we that we're selected, because I'm making a list as we go. And so John, you could just dip while not having to compromise your strategy. So Caleb, you can pick the next person up for grabs.
Oh, me. Okay. I'm gonna go Erica. Why not? And I'll start with 1.
Fierce. Erica for 1.
2. Oh no, John can bid the 2.
Okay.
No, I guess I'll just bid 3. I don't know why I did that.
Block me out. Pressure me to 4.
5 for Erica.
I also loved, I'll just say this while I'm on, that she walks into a house with plants playing a game that she signed up for called The Greenhouse, and then somebody points out the correlation and she's shocked by it. I live for that. I live for that diva. I live for that diva.
I live for this diva.
Yeah.
5 for Erica.
I don't live enough to wager my points right now.
Yeah, I think that's the.
But I do live for this queen.
5 for Erica, going once. Going twice. I'm gonna call it. Congratulations, Caleb. You get another team member. And we will talk about Erica after we finish everything. Okay, cool. So Caleb, that means you get to pick the next person.
Mickey, and I'll go 1.
1 on Mickey.
2.
3.
4.
5.
6.
7.
8. You know what I'm doing.
8 for
Great, John,
Mickey.
you bid 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
8 for Mickey.
I'm upset, but I will let you have it.
Going once. Going twice. All right, congratulations. John, you get Mickey for 8. And to make sure you get to say something about him since you picked him, you can give a quick comment about Mickey.
Mickey said he's a twin, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to need to see the family resemblance. This is Drag Race. We are going to judge it independently. The constantly moving bar of what's family resemblance on Drag Race is a big frustration of mine.
Yeah.
If anybody's followed me on Facebook for the last couple months, I think it's a random wheel for Michelle Visage. And anytime I see twins, I'm like, I'm going to need to see the family resemblance. I need to gauge that.
Yeah, fierce. So shout out to Mickey. So John, you get to pick the next person up for grabs.
I'm going to need help with the pronunciation of the name. I heard it a couple different ways in the game. Alexei?
5.
Alexei.
Alexei, thank you.
Yeah.
5.
Okay, I hear 5 for Alexei.
Give my 3. There you go.
Okay, 6 from Sean, which means Alexei goes to Sean.
It was, yeah, okay.
Okay, wait. Alexei for 6. We will talk about Alexei, which I'm sure we have plenty to say later. Okay, so
Honestly, I will have a lot to say about. I'm a pretty honest player. I like to play an honest game.
okay, I'm gonna be honest. Sean, you pick the next person.
I'm gonna put a bit of 6 for Mitch.
Okay, fair.
Okay, so thank you for being efficient.
Okay, that was clear. So Nick goes for 6. That
At
is
least 6
it.
players is crazy.
And where am I at? 8, okay.
8.
At least 6 players is crazy. 7 again.
Okay, so Sean, you are still in the driver's seat.
We will put
We priced out Caleb.
Steph on the board.
Steph on the board.
I'll bid 1.
3.
3 from John. Going once. Going twice.
Oh no. 3 can stay.
5. Screw it.
Okay. 5 going once. 5 going twice.
No, almost. Let me have that.
I will call it. Congratulations. Congratulations, Caleb.
I'm at least guaranteed somebody. That's nice. Or am I? No. I'm not. I'm doing math.
Oh, girl.
Notoriously and famously bad at math.
Okay.
I'm gonna hop off the call. I love you all. Thank you. Thanks, Taylor.
Bye.
Okay,
Bye.
great.
Love the other two. I'll talk about the win.
Hey, Sean, I am assuming you're going 4-4 on the others.
I would love to do that, yes.
Might as well.
I'll just do Grant. I'll do Grant then Paige.
Phenomenal.
Okay, cool.
Because we're having almost half the entire cast.
Oh my god.
See, it's fine because I at least got my top 3. So that's all I really wanted to get.
This team is crazy. A team of 7. This is a greenhouse draft first.
And you know who we can blame?
Ben.
Ben.
Okay, cool. So let's go in order and just talk about everybody who's left. So Erica was drafted on Team Caleb. So Caleb, I'll let you kick off the Erica conversation.
Okay, so first of all, I do want to clarify. I know I said that I absolutely hate players who go into games blind, and Erica, and the first thing Erica said was, I'm going to the game blind. However, aside from that, I think she had a really good episode. So first of all, she is like very easily picking up on like very important social happenings. Like, let me see, I wrote it down. So she knows that Santi is a crack. She walked in on a conversation with Santi and Stephanie. She's spoken positively by Jabbar. She wasn't exiled, so she's able to stay with the people in the house. So thanks, Jabbar, for that. Like, I think that she is a very social player who's not crazy in a sense, but like can very much like see like who is that type of crazy, who is like pretty much just like I think she's able to understand like who is who basically, and I think she'd be able to weaponize that to her advantage. So, but the only things though that the only things though that because she doesn't really know the game, at least according to what she said, I don't know if she will be able to like weaponize the format to her advantage, because there are some very interesting things that you can do in the format by the green thumb that will very much like put you in a power position for like the entire season. And I'm surprised that people don't weaponize that more. Like it is being used more now, but like that kind of started like after season 4, season 5. But like knowing the format is like honestly the first step in knowing how to weaponize it. Because like you only break rules once you know what they are. So it's like that while that is a little worrying for me, I think that Erica did hold on. Yeah. So it's like I had her at like the top of my list. I actually had Erica, then Trinica, then Jabbar, and then Mickey, but that got stolen from me. But yeah, I think she's my winner pick for now. So I'm hoping she eats.
Fierce, high praise. Sean, do you have anything else to add about Erica?
Erica got the bet she wanted.
Fierce.
I mean, like, truly, sleeping in a spot that you feel comfortable can change your game. Whether that is on the ground and survive, like, yeah, it makes a huge difference. I didn't see Erica at this point having the social capital to control the first couple of rounds. We'll see if that changes, but I think the potential is there. Generally know that they're a cool ass human being, but the math of it all said I should hold my bet.
Yeah, that makes sense. Erica is fierce. Erica is someone who was recommended to me while I was casting by like 2 or even 3 separate hosts. So she was like separately from each other. So she came in with high praise. So super excited to have Erica on the season. Cool deal. After Erica was Mickey, who landed on Team John. So it sounds like Mickey was at least in your top 4, Caleb.
Yeah.
You can kick us off. You can kick us off.
Government. Okay, all right. So I think even though Mickey has not played an LRG before, I think I can already tell just from the screen that he has a very good head on his shoulders and that he understands the strategy pretty well. Considering that he's apparently been in like a few Taylor Loop productions before, kind of like pick up the vibe. He's already hiding fake advantages with Asante. He's already getting into alliances and groups with Jabbar and Paige, even though he kind of walked in on it. But that was still a really good opportunity because he just walked in on it. It's like, oh, wow, free allies. You never say no, so you might as well. Yeah. He's already doing like really well on challenges. Now, even though he is being tied to Max, I think that if he plays his cards right, that he'll easily like pass up Max. Now, like Max does have a pre-game relationship with Iggy, but like I think that Mickey has formed other relationships outside of like one person. So I think that he has like the numbers on his side. If it were to come down to either Max versus Mickey, I think Mickey survives, at least in that. But I think the only thing he's worried about is make sure that he manages his threat level well, or else he might get clipped earlier than we expect.
Yep, fair. I think one thing that isn't clear in the episode is that Mickey is my twin brother Thomas's boyfriend. So to the extent that colors your opinions of him,
only higher. Yeah. Because Thomas is a good player. I think did Thomas like sit him down and like teach him how to like eat at the game, or was just like have fun?
I actually don't know. Like I wouldn't be surprised if they talked about it. I really actually don't remember what Mickey said about like his prep going in.
No.
So
Thomas stayed in the chat.
Yeah, Thomas is one of the people watching live for sure. Sean, I'll throw it to you.
Yeah, I mean, Mickey was probably in my top 2 winner picks from the episode. Again, the math said that I needed not to bid here, but I think everything that Caleb said is true. All of those tiny interactions were going Mickey's way. I viewed them as one of the most, what's the right words here? Like effortlessly social players. I think there are some people who really show how social they are. And I think for Mickey, that's not quite as evident. So it feels really natural. Mm-hmm. And I think that will go a long way to them finding the majority alliance of the season. Again, I think they've got options. I think they're going to be open to a variety of ideas. Now, I think that thought is like unfounded in literally anything we saw, but it just feels like what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'll make sense. I'm obsessed with Mickey. I'm really happy we were able to get him because he's also in med school. So he's a busy diva. So very lucky to have him and very happy to have him here. Any other comments on Mickey? Fierce. Shout out to my girl. I will give her a shout out because I play Fortnite with Mickey a lot. And I am like, that is my sister on the battlefield. So just really wanted to give a shout out to that. Okay, cool. After Mickey was Alexei, which is this individual down in this corner. If you're trying to make sense of all the different faces on Sean's team. So, Sean, this is your teammate. So
yeah. So Alexei
what's
is the third person in my trouble category of folks who I was trying to stay away from episode. And I ended up with all of them, which, you know, if I was going to have none or all three, I feel like having all three was the right.
Yeah, it's fierce.
Because, yeah, anyway. I was just really confused the whole episode. And had I not picked them, what I would have said was that I thought they had two of the like most negative conversations of the whole night, which was everything around I'm a loyal player, which was, I guess, the whole night. But it just, I think, really confused like even the people who want to work with them, like why you want to say that. And then I thought their conversation with Grant came off really negatively, in my opinion. Like if I was Grant, because what Alexei said was, you should watch how you're talking, but did not give any suggestions about how it might have come off wrong. So Grant was just left being like, what was the mistake? Mm-hmm. And he definitely didn't pick that up. So I think sometimes that feels more like a personal attack than a suggestion when there is no solution or guidance, which right. Do with that what you wish. I think they're in the car for do with that what you wish. Their idea of getting Fats not to talk about the car for was unsuccessful. But damn it, they know a toaster. And so,
which also I never got a full survey on. What did we think about the toaster challenge?
I loved it.
Thank you.
This
it's one of those campy.
No one else can host this challenge.
Thank you.
Yeah, like it's one of those campy budget, those campy like budget challenges. Like everyone has. Okay, I say everyone has a toaster. I don't have one in my apartment, but that's not the point. But like everyone has a toaster, and it's like one of those challenges where like it makes sense to be like, oh, like it makes sense to be like, why is it a challenge? But you're like, how did I not think of that? And that's why I think it's a brilliant. Like, it was just one of those great challenges. I loved it.
It is amazing in that it is like an actually highly strategic challenge that comes across as bullshit.
No, like for real.
Which, to be fair, is the thesis of the greenhouse.
We are aware, but like when the challenge is being called bullshit by the cast in the moment, it's a good challenge. It's when it's being called as BS after the season that it's a problem.
Yeah.
So,
and I will always be the first to call it. But no, it was fierce. It was fun, which is why I always giggle a little bit when people talk about like being good at challenges for my game specifically, because like I don't know, like it is ultimately like figuring out. Like Trinica nailed it. Like they won't make us do a 5-minute timer on this. Like so, there is a level of like smarting it out, but like I don't know. There's only so much skill for a lot of these, which is kind of by design. Like I like crapshoots. I think it distributes power in fun ways. But anyway, about Alexei, and this is something that I just like for all the like honest LRG players who are watching this now or in the future. I really just generally worry about people who are so open about like how specifically honest they want to be in the game, and like even on Survivor this season, Survivor 50, the honor and integrity of it all, is that I feel like these players, even if they mean the best, are exposing themselves to the Ellen DeGeneres effect, what I call it, which is her whole thing is be kind to one another. And like her talk show is about how kind and kind she is. So then the pendulum is that much harsher whenever things don't line up with it, you know? Like, and so I think that if all you're saying is honest, then one misstep from you is going to be a much bigger deal than one misstep from people who are just being normal. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So anyway, I've really been contemplating my Ellen DeGeneres effect theory for a while. So I just felt the need to say it out loud. With that, I'll toss it to Caleb for your thoughts on Alexei.
Yeah. Okay. So like I love Alexei and I love their energy throughout the entire episode. However, I'm not a fan of how they say everything that's on their mind. And there are a few people in this cast who haven't talked about yet who do the exact same thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like they did it to the extreme. Like every point in time they had a thought, they did it. As soon as they heard from, I think, Mitch, that Max and Mickey knew each other, the zero thing that they did was immediately go to both Max and Mickey, like, hey, did you know each other? Oh, y'all have great energy. Oh, Max told me that you two are number ones. I'm, what? Why are you telling me this? Like that had me screaming. Now, like to be fair, that is kind of a gag that I had. That had them at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I had them at number 6 because I like them that much. But it's like, oh, that irked me really bad. Now, I will also say that about the Grant conversation about how I guess they basically lectured him on on being smarter about how you say things. I understood what they were saying because I'm told that a lot. I am someone who very much word vomits pretty often, and especially in camera games, I have had several opportunities where I know what the right thing to say is, but my brain and my mouth have a disconnect. And so I'll say the complete wrong thing, and then someone will be like, "What you say to me?" I'm like, "I didn't say anything," and I'm not clocking what's said because I don't remember what comes from here to here. Like, but I think that it was good that someone told Grant that. I don't think it was good that Alexei told Grant that because Alexei does the exact same thing. Where they would just say anything. So it's like pot calling it a black a little bit. But I do think that it was good that Grant had that conversation told to him. It was just very ironic that it came from Alexei.
I feel like I need to defend Alexei here a little bit, which is ridiculous because I also gave half the analysis. But one of the things that I think is really going to be great in their favor is that I think they are not afraid to move first. Mm-hmm. Not trying to give too many hints to like future Greenhouse players, but being reactionary does not work as well in this game as it does in some others. And so if you are the person just moving forward, sometimes you have the upper hand. Not always, plan it out, but like I do not see them being afraid to make moves. Like they are going to be honest and put you up and just move forward. Mm-hmm. Now, I think you can be a little bit more subtle, but I think being on the front foot is really going to be to their benefit if things go well.
Absolutely. Yeah. Like Stephanie said the exact same thing. And I think that also helps with and to not talk about Stephanie too much because we're going to talk about it eventually. But like having the experience of playing the Greenhouse and knowing just how fast-paced it is and how like proactive you have to be in the game. From someone who didn't do Jerk Squad until he went home, it is so like there are several points where I'm like sitting here in my bed and I'm sitting here wondering, I'm like, I had this information, this information, this information. Why did I do this, this, and this? Because that may have helped me in that season. I don't know, but like with this game having so many moving parts, so many people in power, so many advantages, or just so many different gaggy things going on. Like if you are only responding to something once it hits you, it might be a one-shot KO. Like you might not even have the opportunity to do anything about it. So being the one doing the punches first is obviously a risk, but you can't have a reward without a risk. So
yeah, I think that's a really strong point because there are so many ways in the greenhouse to actively grab safety or grab a shield that a lot of the times those more upfront people know that they need it more urgently. So it's almost a musical chair effect that the more passive players and the ones who aren't taking those first steps are just left as the only options left. So I think that is a really good point, that being proactive is just kind of necessary, because if everybody's maximizing all the different opportunities, like it has to fall somewhere. And if you're sitting still, it will probably fall on you. So I think that's actually a really good read on Alexei, that they are very proactive and just willing to move first. Very interesting. Okay, cool. Any other thoughts on Alexei? I will say we had a preview watch party with a bunch of people from the cast, and like people brought friends and stuff. And Alexei was definitely the one who got the most reactions throughout the night, like with just all the different like antics and stuff. So anyway,
actually on Alexei, sorry, real quick. Like, so I took track of how many like notes I have on each person, and Alexei has the most with 16. Like Alexei was all over this episode. Like I feel like if there was if there was an Edgic, Alexei would have the highest one.
Like visibility.
They were all over it.
Hilarious. Okay, cool. So we'll move on to Mitch. Sean, this was the first person you grabbed in your forcible drafting strategy. Was it purposeful that you grabbed Mitch first? Like, are you Mitch?
Mitch was the other person in my like top two winner picks of the season. I think personally just spoke to how I entered the greenhouse, of somebody who I thought had probably watched as many episodes as were publicly available at that time, minus season 3. Which has since been caught up. Sorry to y'all who experienced that, but I just thought that they, of the four in the car, were the least connected to it. From what we saw, they, like Mickey, seem to be relatively effortlessly charming and able to really create positive relationships with others. I think they understand that this game requires a sense of vengefulness and, like, again, the ability to strike first. They were pretty evident in their confessionals that they were going to be ruthless. And I think that if you watch season 8, kind of fits into how Kiara played. Kiara. And so, like, that helps you go really far in this game, knowing what you need to do and the persona you need to put out, but also like the energy you need to bring to the strategy, and that you can't get pulled into the emotions of, oh, but like this feels right. No, if it's not the right decision, it's not the right decision. I don't have pinned who I think their group is, and that bothers me a little bit, but I wasn't worried enough about it not forming for that to be a concern. Was really impressed.
Fierce. Yeah, I think like this is the polar opposite of the people who come in blind. Like the people who really come in knowing the game have such an advantage because they know all the like creative loopholes in a way that I just think will pretty readily get that player out of a few pickles because the other players just aren't thinking about like those dynamics of the game. So I think it's huge to have that kind of like knowledge up front. And also, I had another comment about Mitch, but I don't remember. I will likely remember it after I hear Caleb's thoughts.
All right, okay. So Mitch is smart, Mitch is good at challenges, and Mitch has relationships. I think the only thing that I'm worried about for him is that he is perceived to be all those things. Because like there's a point like early on in the episode where Paige was like, you know, like I'm a little wary of Mitch because like he's very smart and I think he's socially smart too. And I'm like it's true, but it's like the fact that it's kind of clocked already is a little scary. Also, plus the fact that he's in the car group, which like you're fair, like even he was like, what the frick's the car group? I don't know anything about this, which I do think that was genuine. Like, now, like even when he was doing that, I had to look back at my notes. I was like, who was in the car? And I was shocked when I saw that he was in there. So like he even fooled me. But it's like, I think that he is savvy enough to be able to like get that target off him. Because I mean, he's really not the one doing all that. That's Fats. And then there's Alexei being everything. So I think that targets wise, I don't think that he would be like the first or even second person to be clipped from that group. Maybe not about Trinica, I don't know. But I think that he's in a very like similar boat to Trinica in that sense. Like I think that he would be good. It's just the fact that he's already been clocked a little bit. Now, granted, Paige is nowhere in the house. She got exiled, but it's like, so it probably won't matter. But like, there was that little turn of like, he kind of got clocked already. But other than that, like, I think he was like really good. So,
Fierce.
Good job.
Yeah, and I do remember what I was going to say about Mitch because I think we've talked a good bit about like the chaos of the group and it being a big theme here. And I think that at least Mitch is a self-proclaimed chaotic player, but very much so, in my opinion, in like a straight mask, straight mask. No,
Sorry, I was like, he said Demon Twink.
Yes, I meant like the straight man, like kind of calm, cool, collected type of connotation. That's what
opportunistic chaos, right?
So and he even admits that to himself. Like I know my demeanor isn't necessarily like what I'm claiming to be, but I think that is a huge asset. I mean, you see it in the conversation that you just talked about, Caleb, where he's like, what's even the car thing? Like, I haven't even heard of that. Like, he's very much able to act in that more like, I guess, nonchalant way. But he very much has the chaotic chops of a lot of these crazies in here. But fierce. Any other thoughts on Mitch? Fierce. All right, let's move on to the last member of Team Caleb, Stephanie. So, fierce, Caleb, give me the sell.
So first of all, like, so I've seen Stephanie play several games, Ascendance, Greenhouse, love her every time. While she is a returning player, and I usually don't put returning players, I think maybe it might have some Paul Abrahamian vibes. Maybe, I don't know. But like, I really think that she took her last experience, saw how proactive she needed to be, which I've said it several times, something I resonate with. I completely like understand like having that first game, be like, okay, this is how like real is going to be. I can take that experience and dial it up a little bit more, but not too much, because like she has LG experience. Like she's played several before, or at least two to my knowledge. So it's like, I think like she kind of understands like what the good meta is, and that makes sense. So I think that she can like easy turnaround. She isn't being like, now like besides like Grant, who was like, I know you play season 7 or whatever. Like I don't think anyone cares, which is like the best position to be. Like yeah, she got 4th, but she wasn't like a winner or anything. Like she wasn't like a winner. She wasn't the first boot. There's no like real like, oh my god, like she got displacement, so she has to go. It's like it's like she just played season 7, which is honestly like the best position to really be in. So I don't think that will like affect her that much. She's being spoken positively about by Jabbar and other people, so like I think that's good. Which to be fair, Jabbar likes everybody, but the fact that like Jabbar is able to recognize in his confessionals that he likes these certain people, that's good because it's already on his mind. Like it's obviously everyone has good things to say about everybody. That's just the fact of night one. But right. If someone's able to remember those conversations and be like, hey, I specifically like this person, then that's really good. Because it's not going to name the other 14 people in the cast. If you're in their top 2 or 3 and they name you, that's good. So I think that like, I think her having that is really good. Now she was also clocked by Erica when she was having a conversation with Santi. But to be fair, whenever Erica was mentioning that was more so as a negative for Santi rather than Stephanie. Like she just happened to be in the conversation. But like, I don't really dock that for her too much. But yeah, like I like Stephanie. I'm glad she's on my draft. She will be winning this time. Second time's a charm.
Okay. Fierce. All right, Sean, what are your thoughts on Stephanie? Any reason why?
You remind me when 7 aired compared to playing?
Oh, that's a good question.
I can talk through the scenarios if you need to find that answer.
8 was airing while we filmed this, I think. 8 was still airing while we filmed this.
So 7 would have been out.
Yeah, 7 was out, like completely out. I forget what time of year. It would have been early. I think it aired that year. So it would have been like a few months out.
Yeah. That 4th place position, even prior to watching your season, I think forces a lot of reflection.
Yeah.
That I think will be really good for Stephanie. And I think watching it back was probably even more helpful in terms of preparing for the next opportunity. I think it was probably painful to watch, if I remember 7 correctly, how her agency was limited in that season by other players and I think by her own actions. And so I think this season will really be a test of how much Stephanie will be able to assert their own agency. I think that's a real challenge for her in this cast, given the other Austin folks and the other folks who are aware of her. Like, I guess I'm seeing this dynamic where Jabbar says, I've backstabbed her before. And I worry that that's a type of thing that would happen again versus like those exact same players or people who watched or filmed or whatever the exact situation is being able to flip the script entirely.
Right.
And so I think that's where I'm like really struggling here. And like I said with Ben, the only time a returning player has won is when there's only returning players. And the odds are not in her or Ben's favor, and I played with math.
Fierce. That all makes sense to me. Yeah, Stephanie's ride in season 7 was, I think she would say it was difficult for her, though I thought she was fierce. I mean, obviously I had her back. But yeah, in round 2, she was put up and like had a bit of a like scuffle with another contestant, which carried over into round 3. And I think after that, she was kind of categorized as more or less of a GOAT in the cast. And I think that she even recognized that or mentioned that in her opening confessional of like, if you watch my season, like you shouldn't be that scared of me. But on top of that, she is a very experienced LRG player. She knows how to think about these games. And she's a very talented player at that too. So I think that, like you said, really having the time to think about the game and look back on it, because I know she watched all of season 7. So I think that she came in very, she said in her confessional even, like she's coming in trying to play more of a relaxed game because I think she let the anxiety of it get to her a bit in season 7. And honestly, playing relaxed is a just strong strategy across the board as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, extremely excited for Stephanie 2.0. And honestly, I think it helped that she joined the day of the game.
Yeah.
You know? Like she didn't have like weeks to like think about it, like over psych herself out. Like if anything, she's playing with house money. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I didn't even know I was playing this 5 hours ago. So like, sure, let's see what happens. You know, so I think that will kind of help her like, I'm letting my hair down this time mentality here. Okay, cool. Do we have any other thoughts on Stephanie before we move on?
She gonna eat.
She will. All right, fierce. So let's move on to our last two, Grant and Paige. Do y'all care to talk about either one first?
I can go either way. It doesn't matter.
Sure. I have Grant listed first here, so we'll start with Grant. Sean, you can kick it off because they're your team.
Yeah. We kind of talked about the Grant conversation. Let me backtrack. Grant's opening confessional was, I've never done one of these, but like, here are my notes. Like, this is what I'm going to do. I hope that is a little bit flexible, and that he's able to take the ideas from there and adapt them as opposed to feeling it like a script. As a new player, I think that can be a really challenging thing and something that I didn't realize the first time I played a game. But I was really impressed that he came into this fully as prepared as I think he could have been, not knowing how much he watched her, etc. And so I was a real plus. I think got put into some weird situations on night one that I wish he hadn't for his own sake. I understand, depending on like the amount of games you played, why what he said to Max reads blunt, and I mean, like, it's definitely honest, right? Like, he didn't say I want to work with you and gave a bullshit reason. He gave a reason you probably shouldn't say.
Inside thought.
But at least you see that this new player is thinking.
Yeah.
And so I'm again not sure how Alexei feels about Grant. Like, what's that conversation? Oh, okay, I see the potential. Like, I want to include you, or I see the potential. See ya. And again, not knowing exactly how much time was between the interactions, to go from there to then being the last person to pick a pair for the winner-loser duos, I think probably puts Grant in the situation of like, oh, they're not going to wait for me.
Yeah.
Like, this game is moving. I'm going to have to play. And he goes, oh, if I'm in the top 7, I'm going to try to make this deal that none of us get put in. Damn right, somebody's going to say it. And hopefully somebody else says it before Grant does. Because like, that's where the conversation goes in almost every greenhouse and in almost every situation where there's more than 4 people available for it. So yeah, I thought that was a really good thing. I don't like that he's separated from the cast. I do like for him who he is separated with. I think that Jabbar is looking for allies based on my previous analysis. I think that Jabbar probably gives Grant and potentially Paige some pointers in trying to like really come together as a strong 3 in the next day. I don't know if I would have picked Jabbar to be my competition partner. But I don't know. I just saw things lining up well for a late run if we get there. I don't see him as someone who gets like John Michael'd. Sorry for the stray. Not that sorry. If you get 54, you get
elaborate on that.
But like, I don't think he gets into a group of 8 and doesn't realize he's 7 or 8.
Right.
Like, more of a 4 piece of feedback than a 8 piece of feedback for John Michael. But like, I just think he is paying attention enough to the dynamics to try to make a turn if he realizes he's in a bad spot. So yeah, I thought those were good instincts and something that I would really celebrate in a player coming in for the first time.
Yeah, fierce. Grant is a really like random's not the right word, but like unexpected cast. I met him at a like board game store, like that does like board game nights, and we played Blood on the Clock Tower, and just we had hit it off at least a little bit. And he mentioned that he liked Big Brother without me even bringing it up. So I was like, well, hey girl, I have something you might like. And he just agreed to come. So I don't know. I think also that level of just like going for it, you know what I mean? Like that adventurousness, I guess, is something to take note of. And also he's like just really into like strategy games and like sussing people out. So anyway, Grant's really fierce and has become a really good friend of mine. So shout out. Caleb, Grant talks a lot about this idea of keeping the bigger players in front of you, which I think comes up a good bit throughout the night. Like Trinica talks about the chaos shields, but I think Grant is coming more from like a big target, like skill wise, which is at least a little bit different to me. What did you think about Grant's paper that he waved? Do you think it has good stuff on it? Like, what do you think about his approach?
Okay, so like the moment that girl put on my screen, the first thing that came to my mind was, oh my god, this is me. Like, is this play about us? because when I hopped on the season, I had a huge note thing about like the seasons that I watched before. I was like, my strategy is to be hiding behind the big people, being there for them. And then I took it to the extreme of like, oh, I didn't do squat. Grant is like the exact opposite of me. Like, Grant is like the version of me if I took like a few Red Bulls because he he has it I wrote down he is like the person who's saying the good strategies out loud, and like you only know these strategies if you take your notes and understand the game. The issue is knowledge is power, and if you're telling everyone this knowledge, you don't have any power. And like it like kind of get back to bite him a little bit whenever he was talking to Max about like, hey, like I want to work with you, and because there are people who are you are close to who I want to be close to, and it's like that's a good idea. Why are you telling Max that? And I think Alexei was right to clock him on that. Now, like, was it good for Alexei to clock him? No, but I think it was good for Grant to hear that right then and there, like night one. So he's like, oh shoot, let me make sure I don't do that again, because like I don't think there were any more like, why are you saying this kind of conversations after that? Because once he had that like critique, he was like, oh, should probably like rein that in. So I think like, but Grant like there were a few conversations before that where he will like just say anything, which is like, he shouldn't say those things. But it's like, now that he's aware, like, hey, my actions have consequences, now I'm going to like dial it down a little bit. Now it does kind of suck that he is exiled because he didn't choose a pair, which is also why being proactive is so important. But I think that like with having Jabbar and Paige down there with him, like Jabbar, according to my analysis, has some good people in his corner already. I think Grant also being in the 7 will be able to like have some leeway of not going home either way because of the whole safety deal that he wants to propose, which I think he definitely should. Well, not him, but like it should be proposed, period. But also like having Jabbar on his side because like they're going to be at Taylor's house, which was the fact that I was edited, it was so funny. But anyway, yeah, but like I think that Grant being stuck with Jabbar and Paige will kind of force them to be like, okay, we're good with each other. So I think the best thing that Grant can do right now, well, I say right now as if like this wasn't filmed like a year ago. But I guess like as of the end of the episode, the best thing that Grant can do is be like, hey, Jabbar and Paige, I got you. If I'm in a greenhouse, I'll make sure that you two are fine no matter what. So like have that kind of rapport. So then Grant can kind of be like lumped in with Jabbar's allies or like the people that Jabbar is kind of working with. So I think that Grant could be fine as long as he dials it down. Mm-hmm. Other than that, good for him. I hope he does well.
Fierce. Shout out to my girl, Grant. And
sorry. I just remembered. Okay, so I have played Blood on the Clock Tower once, and it was a horrible game for me because I did not know what the frick I was doing. It seemed very complicated. And I was an evil role, so I just didn't know what I was doing. I kind of threw the game. Thanks for vomiting. Anyway, but like if you're good at Blood on the Clock Tower, I have full faith in you as a strategist. And I think that like definitely carried into like how Grant presented himself in his like opening interview. Because like the fact he had all the strategy, like he is a strategic person, just like you said. So it's like I very much think that he understands like the strategy and the meta of Greenhouse. So I think as long as he like socially reins it in, he'll be fine. It's just he had a few little snafus at the very beginning of this game that might bite him. But other than that, I think he got hit early. So he would recognize like, hey, this kind of hurts. Let me not do that again. So, but yeah. Okay, now you can continue.
No, you're good, don't worry. And last but not least, we're on the final member of Sean Nation, Paige. So Caleb, I'll let you go first. What do you have to say about Paige?
All right, okay. While there wasn't much content about Paige this episode, I still think this was a pretty decent episode for her, all things considered. She was able to recognize that Mitch is a very smart and social player while also kind of putting in the work to form alliances with Jabbar and Mickey, even though that was kind of like clocked and Mickey just walked in. However, I do think that in the short term, she is the worst off, the most like worst off person who was exiled compared to Jabbar and Grant, just because of like not having like those other like big relationships for real. But I don't see a target being formed on her back to a threat level per se. So I think like if she can survive the early rounds of like the whole like, oh, this person didn't talk to me, so like they're going home. Like I think if she can survive that, she should be good. That's really all I know I really have for her. But you know.
Here's and Sean, she's on your team.
She is.
How do you feel about Paige?
I'm really happy. Paige was the other member of my like key to the game group, and I got 4 of them in my 3
perfect
trouble group. I actually think they're in the best position of the folks going to Taylor's house, mainly from a sympathy perspective. It felt like she had good like overall relationships with folks in the house before, and in the span of 5 minutes she gets dragged to Taylor's house and not picked to do the challenge.
Yeah.
So what I'm hoping is that by not getting to compete in the greenhouse challenge, she's just like automatically immune. Make it happen, go back a year if it didn't happen. But I see a lot of routes forward. I think looking back to season 7, we see folks who have been recruited in law school, either do really well or not. And I'm banking on the really well. I think she has a lot of the great capabilities to do well in this game. I think that I see her getting onto a day 3 and really kicking it into gear in a way that feels meaningful, and I'm hoping in a way that she recognizes. I think what could be challenging just to someone who's like not played a game and not been in the sphere is that she might make good decisions and not know how good they were. And so like, it's a huge thing to like know that you've made the right choice. Sometimes you make a decision and your confidence in it is like 75%, and then you don't brag about it or you don't build off it. But when you can see like, okay, this is the right path forward, you can talk about it later when you need to, but you can also really capitalize on like whatever maximal gains or whatever it is. I forget grad school. Like you can really find your way forward through those strategies, and I'm hopeful that she picks it up by that point. I again don't know who her group is. If it's not the 3 that are exiled together, which I'm hopeful it's not, because I hope it develops in some other ways just for the sake of the game. But I did not see a single red flag throughout the episode, and that, like, yes, okay, Mickey may have been in the conversation, but having never played, went to Jabbar and was like, I actually like really feel good about you. Like that is LRG 101.
Yeah.
So either she got a lesson or she just knows it by heart. And either way, this fine with me.
Yeah, fierce. I'm super happy to have Paige on the cast. I went to law school with her, and I had seen her at like a reunion type event a couple months before the season, and like she had just asked me about the show because she knew it was something I cared about, and she had brought up that she was interested, and I invited her there. So I just think it's really fierce that she followed through and kind of like took the leap to do this in the first place. But yeah, she really has no LRG experience. Like I don't know if she even had much reality TV like Survivor or Big Brother like viewing experience either. So there definitely is a level of getting her sea legs here. But I mean, again, she seems to clearly have some instincts for it, as we saw throughout the episode. And obviously she's super, super smart. She was in law school with me. I knew her from like the journal we were on. So like I can speak to her abilities very highly. But yeah, shout out to Paige. Love Paige. But anyway, those are our 15 divas. Here is Sean's team of 7 featuring Mitch, Paige, Fats, Grant, Price, Max, and Alexei. Team Caleb, which is Erica, Steph, Jabbar, and Trinica. And John's team, which is Iggy, Ben, Santi, and Mickey. Quite the spread. So yeah, here at the end of the draft, do we have any final comments about the episode or the group? And maybe give your official winner pick if you have one.
Banger episode. My winner pick, because I will always root for myself, is let's go 2 for 2. Let's go Trinica.
Fierce. And Sean, I'll kick it to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna hedge my bets. My winner pick's gonna be Mickey, who is not on my team, so that I have an 8 out of 15 chance of getting this right. I don't know. I just thought it was a really good episode for them, and thank you to Ben Wood for not being here so I could get 7 players.
But yeah, that is our draft. I'm so excited to share this season of The Greenhouse. As you can see, we are upping things here. We have a great set, great cast. I feel like I put in more time into the edit than I typically do. So I'm really proud of this one. This season is 16 episodes, unlike the normal 20. Just because, I don't know, just because that's how it worked out. There's no shade there. And yeah, really happy to share it. It's every Sunday and Thursday at 7 Central is when it posts. And yeah, keep an eye out for more Greenhouse. Any LRGs to plug from you two?
Can You Survive? But also Challenge Great Lakes is still looking for some ladies for this upcoming season. So find them on Instagram.
Fierce. And Caleb?
I'm not really in the LRG community, but shout out to all LRGs out there.
Fierce. And I will give a shout out to Subversion, hosted by last season's Lee Farrell. You can catch yours truly on the season that's currently airing and competing with us. But there's room for everybody. So if you watch Greenhouse, you should be watching Subversion as well. But anyway, that's all from me tonight. Thank you for sticking with us for these 2 goddamn hours and 10 minutes. Mwah! Rock on.